Hi, this is William Hambrecht. Our team at Scientific Games has researched extensively the casino market, specifically the table games sector. And as the leader in this market, we feel it's advantageous for Scientific Games to acquire DEQ Systems Corp. For 29 cents per outstanding share. It's expected to increase our recurring revenue by adding DEQ's high-margin table and system products to our already market-leading Shuffle Master portfolio. The following sections will demonstrate that this acquisition will increase shareholder value. The casino market's divided into three markets: the slot machine market, the social gaming market, which is the largest and fastest growing, and also the table games market. The table games market is a smaller market, but provides a great deal of recurring revenue due to the patents, licenses, and trademarks. This market's broken down into commercial, tribal, card rooms, as well as cruise ships, as seen in the Appendix A chart. Due to the expansion of the casino industry, more and more states begin to realize that legalizing gambling in one form or another, they're able to realize the potential tax benefits. In 2016, the table games market grew 1.3% year over year to an estimated 31,000 table games. This is due to additions largely of new casinos in the Northeast region, such as New York, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. The table games market overall is expected to grow by 2019 to 2.5%, again because of casino expansions and new openings. The commercial market, which is 46% of the market, is expected to grow by 2019 2.1%. Again, expansions in the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. The tribal market, which is 26% of the total market, saw growth in 2016 of 2.1% year over year, with approximately 8,100 games on the floor. New openings in the Northwest in places such as Washington, California, as well as Oklahoma and Arizona, are going to drive the growth in the tribal markets. The tribal market's expected to grow by 2019 2.5% respectively. As the casino markets continue to expand, the growth of the table games market will follow. The acquisition of DEQ will allow Scientific Games to increase its market share in the table games market, offering even more product solutions for customers while providing higher margin products for itself.
This is Mahi, and this session is about description of the deal. DEQ System Corporation announced the successful completion of transaction with Scientific Games beginning of this year, and then the acquisition of the share of DEQ was completed by court approval plan of arrangement, which was under Canada Business Corporation Act. And then it also had the approval of about 67% of the shareholders. There was a committee that was designed. It had independent directors to design a process which would help recognizing and evaluate a selection of possible tactical substitutes to increase DEQ's shareholder values. And based on the recommendation of this committee, DEQ's board of directors voted and then approved this arrangement. Once the deal was approved, Scientific Games assimilated all DEQ's issued and outstanding common shares for cash payment of Canadian 0.38 cents and US 0.29 shares per 0.29 cents per share. And then all the listed shareholders had to sign the letter of transmission in order to get their payment. And then this information was sent to shareholder, and it was also posted on their website. And expected outcome for this acquisition is to strengthen the Scientific Games business by offering them more table gambling products and making it a one-stop shop casino vendor. And then Scientific Games is already leading a successful and proven Shuffle Master brand. Merging with DEQ adds more depth and value to its portfolio with recurring revenue streams.
Hello, I am here to talk about our qualitative analysis of the acquisition of DEQ by Scientific Games. And our rationale is really because we have three core business units: gaming, lottery, and interactive. DEQ does a great job of strengthening our gaming unit. So smaller companies like DEQ have really been able to focus on innovating and creating really high quality products that deliver an exceptional experience both for consumers and for the casinos. This is exactly what we had identified in one of our previous stock reports that went out to our annual investors, and we saw this as a threat. So the acquisition of DEQ really turns this threat into a strength and an opportunity for us, especially when you look at the holdings that DEQ has, products such as their Easy Baccarat and Gaige Poker, which performs really well. And the great thing about that is it allows us to have a stronger foothold in more geographies because DEQ is in some casinos and some sectors that we don't currently have relationships with, so it opens those doors for us. And additionally, these are games and products that really perform well with key consumers such as the millennial cohorts, and we know that's only going to gain in importance as we look to focus on and retain new customers. And so from a qualitative standpoint, this acquisition makes perfect strategic sense for us to acquire here at Scientific Games. Thank you.
For the quantitative analysis, we want to focus on three different things. First is risk versus reward. We have decent funds as a large company. We want to make sure that if we're investing, we're putting it in the right place with the best return. Second, we want to look at valuation and the purchase price to make sure that we're getting a good price and a good deal for where we're putting our funds. And finally, ROI and when we will break even is another important thing that we should know going into this deal. First off, we used the capital asset pricing model, and we found that 9% growth is what we would need as far as risk versus reward goes. Our projections have us at 22%, which would make this an excellent deal in regards to the risk. For valuation, we wanted to use three different metrics to try and get a good picture of whether or not we were fairly evaluating the situation. The market capitalization valued us at 27 million, and we're getting the price of just under 21 million US dollars, which makes that an excellent deal. Then we did the price to book ratio, which was actually showing us the best deal, as that looked like it would be a $33 million valuation, and again we're getting it for just under 21. And then finally we wanted to use comparables, so we took a metric and ended up using a multiplier based on the financial differences in the price of the deal to make it an even playing field, and it looked like the comparables would be close to 22 million, and again we're just under 21. So all three metrics show that this would be a favorable deal. And then when it comes to ROI, the break-even point according to our projections is 2.25 years with a 5-year ROI of 250%. So all three of the things that we wanted to focus on are very favorable for this deal.
This party's conclusion of the deal and the decision of acquiring the Ecosystem Corporation looks very positive in coming years, and it is very recommendable after doing an extensive research and analysis of various aspects considered for the deal. And then market studies on casino market shows that casino market is expected to grow in coming years both in US and Canada. And then having the Ecosystem Corporation will add the more revenue of table games segment to Scientific Games, as DEQ has a huge collection of table products. By looking at the qualitative aspects of DEQ, it is known as a world leader in some of the games and also opens up the doors for emerge in at least twice the number of the casinos currently has its present. And then moreover, casino games are becoming really popular in the non-gaming establishment. For example, Las Vegas places have put up game tables in their bars. This is the great example like how popular it is becoming and how it's growing more. And then even there were some results were drawn from qualitative analysis of the whole deal that shows this acquisition is going to be a win-win situation. It has expected rate of return 22%, which is much higher than what is required, 9% for justification of risk versus reward. Valuation of DEQ system based on three different valuation method um, that propose the purchase price is lower than the value of the EQ system, and return of investment is expected to break even in 2.25 years with the 5 year of ROI of 250%. So after doing all this calculation, looking at the future aspects of casino market,